Hey all, and welcome back to Fuzzy Ducksy Gaming. So today I wanted to look very quickly, it's going to be a short video, on the patch notes that have just been released on preview. There's a couple of things I want to look at in the main. The first one, which doesn't relate to warlocks but relates to healers in general, is that they have nerfed the paladin and they've nerfed the cleric. I don't really think this was necessary as a whole. I think paladin was slightly overpowered with the crazy overshields that they give, but they have addressed that by reducing the magnitude of divine touch, and they've also increased the divinity cost. So we're probably not going to see massive full overshields anymore, but we're still going to be able to provide decent overshields as a paladin. Our actual raw healing has been reduced, and we're now probably the worst class in terms of pure healing, but we still have that massive overshield to our advantage. And clerics have had their magnitudes reduced across the board, and their divinity costs increased. I think if you're good at playing your healer, I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference to you. You just need to manage your divinity a little bit more sensibly. So if we move on to the main part of the preview notes that I wanted to look at, and that's that the ratio for determining the critical chance of healing has been adjusted. Critical strike now increases the chance to land a critical heal more. Don't know exactly what that means because it's very vague, but it sounds like it's not a relationship with power anymore. It's just pure. The more crit you get, the more chance you have to critical heal. So I've been on preview before recording this video and just done a bit of testing at 63k crit, 110k crit, 120k crit, and then we've gone up to 165k crit, which is basically putting everything we have, companions and everything, into crit. So at 63k crit, I did crit every now and again. There was about 8 to 10% crit chance over 100 heals, which is an improvement on live, because I think on 63k with my warlock, I remember just never critting. And I remember it being a thing on all the forums that warlocks can't crit with their heals. And that was because people were just hitting the cap and assuming that was enough. Then at 112k, this is just over 150 heal sample. I'm seeing around a 40% crit chance. Pushing up to 120, 122, I'm actually seeing around a 50% crit chance. And what I wanted to do was to see if we can actually push over that 50%. So I've stuck my crit up to 165k. Unfortunately, there was no difference between 122 and 165. So it doesn't look like we can get over 50%. Still looks like it's the cap. But it looks like around 110 to 120k crit is what we want to aim for. And that's kind of what everyone had before. So I don't think this is going to cause an issue. I'd just really like the devs to clarify it, which they've said they're going to, because if it does still have a relationship with power, you know, the testing I've just done basically means nothing, because my power is very low. At 115k, your power would be higher than that. So they have said they're going to put a response out. It's probably not going to be till the working week starts. So I'll update this video in the description and the comments once we know more. Now the main reason for this video is there were no warlock patch notes released. Looking at the patch notes, they've been cut in half and there's bits missing because Doohickeys definitely been nerfed, and the way the patch notes read, it looks like Wizard got cut off halfway and there's nothing about any of the other classes. But I know there's warlock changes because I found them. So if we go into power, the one change I've noticed, I haven't noticed any others, magnitudes and everything still look the same, is our tab mechanic now reads Essence Drain. Drain your health in order to restore your soul sparks. Drains 30% of your health. Range, self. So this is totally different to before. Before, the mechanic was that you would drain your enemy's life in order to gain soul sparks. Totally changed. We can now activate this without an enemy in sight. So I'm just standing by the campfire, fighting my tab button. There we go. It's procced it. I lose my 80k health, but I get my soul sparks. You will notice as well that it procced my burnished bonus, which is awesome. So this is going to be a mechanic we can actually use to our advantage, because we know when we use this and we don't target an enemy, we get a 5% boost to power and defense. If we're really sensible about how we do it and how we heal, we'll proc it, then 5 seconds later we'll use a shatter spark or something to heal ourselves. That procs burnished again. That covers the 15% life cycle of burnished. 10 seconds, sorry, and we can keep covering that by using the Essence Drain followed by a heal 5 seconds later. So that's basically a 5% power and defense boost we're guaranteed. The other good thing about this change is it hasn't actually changed the way the mechanic works. It has just made it so that it functions differently when you're not targeting an enemy. So if we go over here, you have to excuse me, my PC's running garbage at the moment. So if we go over here to this very strange looking Fomorian warrior, and we use our mechanic, you'll notice we don't lose health. We actually drain health like before. So we get health back, we drain the enemy's health, works exactly the same as it did before. It is only when we don't have an enemy to target where we lose health. So if I turn around and look the other way, then I lose my health, but my burnish set procs. Now we're going to see if I can proc burnish by healing myself. And we can, there we go. It didn't pop up for some reason in the tooltip, I don't know why, but it did work. So again, we can Essence Drain, that burnished bonus procs. We then wait a little while, heal, and then it's procced again. So that's all I wanted to go through. It's a very short video, just really wanted to introduce this change to the Warlock. Hope you all have a good day, and I will see you in the next video.